Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Klinsman Ateto, rather Klins Arts, and today I'm here with Clemo Arts. We just met yesterday in Nairobi. We've been seeing each other on in the social media, but now we just met recently, and we are here beginning some projects that will be exhibiting art at least twice a week at Sukari Center. So come along, let's enjoy this episode of an interview. He'll be interviewing me on aspects relating art. Thank you.
Yeah. So, hey, Killsman, how have you been?
I've been good. It's been a while,
Yeah,
but then the going is good. I can't complain.
yeah, true. And currently napitia sketchbook yako and nachiki commitment sana. Nachiki commitment. What drives you? What keeps you motivated? What keeps you going?
So, in relation to art, one, art just as facts are very disturbing things. One, as an artist personally, I'm at times lazy, but then I find myself being forced to just do art. There is no way about it. If I don't do art for a while, I just feel very down, and I just have to do it. So the motivation is just the high that arts give me. They say people get addicted to various things. I think I'm addicted to art, I may say.
Wow. Me too. I'm addicted to art.
Yeah, that's the way of an artist.
Yeah. And so, ulianza kuchora lini? When did you realize you have the potential, you have the talent, and you have the skill, and you started now working on it?
Oh, so you've asked a very interesting and important question. One, the skill is built over time. You can be an artist, you can be passionate and talented about it, but skill-wise, that's built over time. So with regards to when I started, from a very young age, I've been sponsored my entire academic life. And my sponsor was some lady from Czech Republic, thanks to Kunzfeldova Zitka. She really did me good. So while I was a kid back then, she used to send art materials, crayons, uh, papers, drawing papers, such stuff. So this motivated me to draw. So that was way back in primary, lower primary, say class 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then after that, I transferred to another school. Initially, I was in a private school, then I transferred to a public school. In the public school, we used to have challenges where we could draw stuff. So that also motivated me because then it was challenging, competing against people. Then at the same time, in primary school, we used to play this game where we would flip pages. Say this is a textbook, you just flip pages. Then we would try to figure out if whatever is in that page is either drawn or printed or
Wow.
photographed. Yeah, so back then as a kid, I used to see photographs within the book, not necessarily photographs, the pictures that were within the books. I always considered the ones that were shiny to have been photographs. But then over time, while in campus, I realized that people could draw hyperrealistic images. So this intrigued me, and I had to put more effort into doing hyperrealistic art. For example, in this sketchbook, there are just but a few that I tried to really go hyperrealistic. Like this one, it's not very realistic because these are quick sketches. But with this, I really tried to push the edges. Another that I really tried to do that was close to hyperrealistic
Kwa
is
hivyo hizi zingine unapita si realistic.
uh, they are they are realistic,
Eh,
but I'm talking hyperrealistic. So the ones that are very close to hyperrealistic, this is one of them. There is this one. This is very close to hyperrealistic. So I've always been challenging myself to do harder and more complex art pieces over time that are hyper-realistic because uh, the switch in my head was turned on where I realized even drawings can be hyper-realistic. Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite amazing and interesting. And I have another question for you. Who really inspired you, or who inspires you in this field of art, in this career of art? Who really inspires you?
Also, for inspiration, that's a very another interesting topic. For inspiration, I'm inspired by people and most importantly by my environment and the things around me because in life, one's life is informed by things around them, the people they associate with, how they live, and where they live. So the first and most important thing is nature, particularly being a portrait artist. I do mostly human beings. But then for so long, I've been doing artworks. For the longest time, I did artworks with children's faces, but then that has morphed over time. So I particularly chose children's faces because these are very innocent people that don't know how to act, meaning the reactions you get from them are always very
Real.
genuine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then this morphed because then I had to come up with concepts that had depth. So I
Yeah.
chose other faces and human beings, particularly portraits, and that's has really informed my art practice over time. Then, with regards to my environment, I really believe that Africans have some touch of beauty within them. And I find it very interesting, challenging, as well as challenging to draw the melanated skin. Yeah, that inspires me a lot. And for the future, I'm planning to do more conceptual art pieces where I come up with concepts, do the photography, do the references, then make original art pieces that are my own concepts.
Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'd love to see you do that.
Thank you. Thank you.
And also, concerning this industry, this field, this journey of drawing, we artists, we face a lot of challenges. And perhaps would you share with us some of the challenges that you face as an artist? Maybe how people react to your artworks, maybe while you are growing up, how would your parents react, or maybe your guardian or the people around you, when they realize that you just want to draw, you don't want to do house chores? Yeah, you just want to draw. And then in school, Pia, how the teachers, the students around you, how would they react to your drawings, and how does it make you feel?
Oh, that's nice. That takes me back memory lane. So in primary, as I said earlier, while I was a kid, uh, uh, my sponsor, Kunstfeldova Zitka from the Czech Republic, used to send me art supplies that I used to draw with. But then, from my background in my dad's family, they were academic oriented. I'm saying they were because the world has changed. They've learned
Okay.
to embrace talent and other things. But back
Yeah.
then, they were academic oriented. My dad is a physiotherapist. He has a sister who is a doctor, medical doctor. They have quite a number of nurses within that family. They have other professionals like accountants. So, the way of an African child back then was only academic. They used to tell us education is the key to success. So, they really pushed me towards academic excellence. So I really found it hard to do art pieces, and in as much as I had the supplies, but I couldn't do much of art. But my mother used to encourage me. She used to tell me that architects are amongst the most paid individuals in the country. So that gave me at least a purpose in putting more energy into my art pieces. Then also in class 4, my dad got ill. We then had to transfer to a public school, and we had to stay with my grandma. Back then, now in the village, the costs are more. As a male child, you had to go and graze the animals. You had to go for water in the lake. I- My grandma's place is in Rusinga along Lake Victoria, so you had to go to the lake for water. You had to do a number of courses that couldn't leave much time for art. But then I used to do quite a number of art in school while I was in school. But then when I came back home, it wasn't that easy. Over time, when I went to high school, I went to amongst the most competitive secondary schools. Yeah. So I was in Maranda, so the pressure was even more high because then for the first exams I did in Form 1, I became position 108. And when I got home, my dad was like, you even boarded a ferry, you boarded a vehicle, you boarded a ferry to come back with number 108.
So the fairy was doing the exam too, or what?
So you can't do that.
Yeah.
So then I had to put more effort. Also, in Maranda, I was number 108 with a mean grade of A minor. But then it's not the mean grade anymore because there is expectation of becoming the best.
Yeah.
So the pressure was too much. I had to put much work into academics. Yeah, so I didn't have much time for art. But I used to sketch. Once an artist, you're always an artist.
Yeah,
As Pablo Picasso says, every child is born an artist. The main thing, the work is staying an artist while you grow up.
Yeah.
So I used to do one or two here and there that ensured I was always an artist.
Yeah.
Then when I go to campus, now that's where the journey really evolved because then I became my own man. I managed my time, I managed my finances, the little that I had, that the pocket money, I managed that so I could get art supplies. Then I also had, I managed my time so I could get time to do one or two art pieces here and there. And then from that, I used to hide in my room doing art pieces. But then friends that were very close that used to come to my room started giving me commissions, not necessarily paying commissions, but then they had tokens of appreciations. Like I did someone's girlfriend and he bought me 500 worth of lunch, 500 shillings worth of lunch. So these things motivated me to do more art pieces. Yeah.
Yeah, so your story is so interesting. I've heard that when you are at home, you had to do more chores and blah blah blah, all that. I read somewhere that as an artist, this time for creation, the algorithm doesn't give us that time. So we have to strain, we have to make it, we have to find it for our yani tujitafutie to your time because the algorithm will not give you that time. You see, you are in high school, the algorithm needs you to be the best
Yeah, you
in
have to
class.
really strive towards
Yeah.
academic excellence.
Yeah.
And also the narrative that our parents had and what they were taught and their generation is that education is the key to success. Like they never saw another opportunity or another means of succeeding apart from education.
Yeah.
So convincing them that you'd really succeed through art would have been a technical thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so true.
Also, as you are saying, that it really gives little opportunity towards succeeding, towards doing art, life in general. That's true because then, one, art is not that of a quick and promising career. It's a promising career, but it's not that you just begin and you are paid, and it takes time.
Yeah.
And it's not like life stands still as you take your time to make money from your art.
Yeah.
There are a lot of responsibilities that one has to really cover, and time also flies.
Yeah,
With,
true.
with increase in age comes more responsibility. So it's always challenging to balance between personal life and the art life before it starts paying you.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of art life and personal life, you can already tell the difference that art life is just something different. So, how do you deal with the art block? A situation where you are too lazy to create, you are out of ideas, you have no motivation. How do you handle it?
I think with regards to art block, it's it's something basically as an artist we call it art block. But then in every stage of life, there is always that point where it's called burnout. Professionally, it's called burnout, where you are just so burned out doing work that you can't do work no more.
Yeah.
And you always have to get motivation to do more art pieces or whatever work you are involved in. So as an artist, one thing I always do, when that happens, I do the pieces that I like doing, like the pieces that I find myself, I don't know how to explain, but I always find myself resonating towards certain art pieces. So during this particular period, I tend to do such art pieces. Two, in Twitter, there are art challenges that I get involved in. There are these kind of artists where they they place a reference with a deadline so that people get to work on that reference. So with such, those push you out of your comfort zone because it has a deadline.
Yeah.
And then it's your style. You can, unlike commissions that you have to do things as per client specification, this gives you the flexibility of doing things as per your own, how you deem right. So those are ways I find interesting. Another thing I always do is I find myself being overly productive in art when I do art while listening to music. So I often find myself listening to the kind of music that I like, oftenly local and music with some touch of vibes, like Coastal Joang songs. There is one that I'm currently hooked to. It's called Duogdala by Fancy Finger and Winyo. Those are amazing
Okay.
songs that brings me back to my art zone.
Yeah. So according to you, Ateto, you have a good experience in art, and I can see you have very nice pieces, and you are motivated. And do you do you think that art really pays and can be something sustainable and can be something that one can live and eat from it?
Yeah, art, from my experience, one art is paying, but then it's not one career that it will, it's not like opening a butchery that you'll say that if I get if I get meat worth 3,000, I'll come up with this amount of money within this period, because it's not like any other business. So for art, one, there is a lot of investment that you'd expect. There are a lot of investment put without expecting returns. Yeah, that's
True.
part of what art is. Another thing that I'd say, art pays, but then you have to really re-strategize. It pays in different means. Artists from other countries I've seen do commissions. I've seen them do prints of their original works. I've seen them sell original pieces. I've seen them do art shops where they teach art, like the sip and paint kind of thing. I've seen them do many other things that generate income. So I implore any other artist that you should be open-minded and do quite a bit, not necessarily only dealing with commissions. And also some other thing that is really important for the today artist is that we need to come up with social media presence, because things like YouTube are income generating avenues. These are things that will pay you for recording, doing what you do. There is no harm in you draw daily
Yeah.
or however frequent you draw. But then if you can just record it and upload it, over time you'll get some following,
Following,
and over time you'll get
relevance.
monetized
Yeah.
revenue. So these are avenues that can also be explored by artists that just do art like any other career.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. So if you are an artist out there and you are thinking that art cannot give you a good life,
Art
you've had a
pays.
multiple of ways that you can make money through your art.
Sure.
Yeah. I hope umeziandika chini. Okay, so Ateto,
Yes.
a quick question. If not art, then what?
If not art.
Ile time haufanyi art.
Oh, time sifanyi art.
Yeah.
Professionally, I'm a pharmacist, so I do locum jobs here and there. I also do. It's the internet era, meaning there are always gigs from the internet apart from art that people can always do. So with extra skills, like I do design posters, such stuff. I also do things to do with basically things to do with designing. If you have presentations that you need designed in well presented PowerPoints, I can do such. I write CVs, I write cover letters, I write introduction letters, such stuff. So it's an array of things.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's a good one. And one last thing. You need to advise an upcoming artist who has just finished Form 4 and is very motivated, very eager to step into the world of arts, how will you advise this person?
Okay, that's also an interesting one. I'll advise generally anybody who finishes school or campus. Then I'll advise someone who is involved in art. With regard to anybody who has just completed school, I tell them that in campus that's the most amount of time you'll have to spend on your craft and build yourself as a human being. Because then from campus, whether you're employed or not, there are responsibilities, especially from our parents, siblings. That's how the world is. Because in the world our parents lived in they believed that once one sibling was taught or given an opportunity, then they had to also do the same for their siblings. So for anybody who has just completed high school, one, if you're going to campus or college, any tertiary institution, ensure that you maximize on your time there. Learn a skill, be it art or any other thing. Learn whatever skill you can learn. Create a social media presence. The internet is today's currency.
Yeah.
Yeah, so create a social media presence. I remember when I was in campus, I used to say that TikTok is for ladies.
Oh.
I only joined TikTok in 2023.
You
And
now became a lady. Oh.
yeah, I decided to become one of the ladies. So in 2023, I joined TikTok, posted stuff here and there, did amazing things on TikTok. Some of my videos got to the tunes of 100K of views.
Wow.
So I really did good in 2023. I became lazy in 2024 and currently 2025. But all I can say is social media presence is really important, especially in campus, because then you get a lot of people with similar ideas that you can experiment with. That's the experimentation phase.
Yeah.
Then now if I come to an artist, is that art is a challenging thing, very addictive and time consuming and finance consuming. So it's really important that anybody who wants to uh, do art as a career, they really have to invest their time, their energy, and any other resources they might get without expecting returns, especially for the start.
Yeah, yeah.
Two, it requires a lot of discipline. One thing that most artists don't say is that they don't enjoy doing the art that you so much love. Yeah, because it involves a lot. It's more often than not when you do an art piece and you're in some stage that you even reconsider leaving it. But then with perseverance, determination, and a lot of zeal that you complete the art piece and the feedback you get from people after completing it, it gives you motivation to do more. So one, you have to be very disciplined, you have to be motivated, you have to be perseverant. And then you have to part with quite a hefty amount of money to get our supplies.
Yeah, yeah, true.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we conclude, where can we find you on your socials?
For me, one, this is my YouTube channel. So if you're here already, you've already found me.
Congratulations.
Exactly. If you're watching this YouTube channel for the first time, please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing. I'll be airing more content on such interviews and also my art process. On other platforms, I'm in Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Threads. My handle is Klinsman Ateto. Klinsman Ateto. The Klinsman for Jagen Klinsman, but with one N at the end, Ateto. So on Twitter, that's my handle.
Oh,
Kindly follow, subscribe, share, and bring commissions. I do amazing art pieces.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sasa kitu ya mwisho tukimalizia, hebu ambia watu methali moja mzuri yenye unakumbuka high school.
Methali high school. Mi najua methali ya Kijaluo, but I'll translate.
Yeah, tuambie.
There is this one that says that dhako wuor tedo rungi to nigi chake thunde. It says, it translates to women are so mean that they have milk in their breasts, but they still
Cook strong tea.
yeah, they prepare strong tea. Strong tea is tea that's just tea water, tea in water without milk. So that's one of the ones that I love. I really love.
Hey, wow. Yeah, nice one. See it.
Peace out.
Peace out. Hey, no. Don't